Good day, sir. My name is Lawrence Froho, and I'll continue the discussion of Module 4, Housekeeping. So, why should we pay attention to housekeeping at work? Effective housekeeping can eliminate some workplace hazard and help get a job done safely and properly. Poor housekeeping can frequently contribute to accidents by hiding hazards that cause injuries. Housekeeping is not just cleanliness. It includes keeping work areas neat and orderly, maintaining halls and floors free of slip and trip hazards, and removing of waste materials like papers and cardboards, and other fire hazards from work areas. It also requires paying attention to important details such as the layout of the whole workplace, aisle marking, the adequacy of storage facilities, and maintenance. Good housekeeping is also a basic part of accident and fire prevention. Effective housekeeping is an ongoing operation. It is not a hit and miss cleanup done occasionally. Periodic panic clean-ups are costly and ineffective in reducing accidents. What is the purpose of workplace housekeeping? Poor housekeeping can be a cause of accidents, such as tripping over loose objects on the floor, stairs and platforms, being hit by falling objects, sleeping on greasy, wet or dirty surfaces, striking against projecting poorly attacked stuck items or misplaced materials, cutting, puncturing, or tearing the skin of hands or other parts of the body in projecting nails, wire, or steel strapping. To avoid these hazards, a workplace must maintain order throughout a workday, although this effort requires a great deal of management and planning. The benefits are many. So what are some benefits of good housekeeping practices? Effective housekeeping results in reduced handling to ease the flow of materials, fewer tripping and slipping accidents in clutter-free and spill-free work areas, decreased fire hazards, lower workers' exposures to hazardous substances, example, dust and vapors, better control of tools and materials, including inventory and supplies, more efficient equipment cleanup and maintenance, better hygienic conditions leading to improved health, more effective use of space, reduced property damage by improving preventive maintenance, less janitorial work, improved morale, improved productivity, tools and materials will be easy to find. So how do I plan good housekeeping program? A good housekeeping program plans and manages the orderly storage and movement of materials from point of entry to exit. It includes a material flow plan to ensure minimal handling. The plan is also ensures that the work areas are not such as storage areas by having workers move materials to and from work areas as needed. Part of the plan could include investing in extra bins and more frequently disposal. The cost of these investments could be offset by elimination of repeated handling of the same material and more effective use of workers' time. Often, ineffective or insufficient storage planning results in materials being handled and stored in hazardous ways. Knowing the plant layout and the movement of materials throughout the workplace can help plan workplace procedures. So a good housekeeping program identifies and assigns responsibilities for the following: cleanup during the shift, day-to-day cleanup, waste disposal, removing of unused materials, inspection to ensure cleanup is complete. Do not forget out-of-the-way places such as shelves, basements, sheds, and boiler rooms that would otherwise be overlooked. The orderly arrangement of operation, tools, equipments, and supplies is an important part of a good housekeeping program. The final addition to any housekeeping program is inspection. It is only way to check for deficiency in the program so that changes can be made. The documents and workplace inspection checklist provide a general guide and examples of checklists for inspecting offices and manufacturing facilities. Then, what are the elements of effective housekeeping program? Dust and dirt removal. In some jobs, enclosures and exhaust ventilation system may fall to collect dust, dirt, and chips adequately. Vacuum cleaners are suitable for removing light, dust, and dirt. Industrial models have special fitting for cleaning walls, ceilings, ledges, machinery, and other hard to reach places where dust and dirt may accumulate. Special purpose vacuum are useful for removing hazardous substance. For example, vacuum cleaner fitted with HEPA or high efficiency particulate air. Filters may be used to compare fine particles of asbestos or fiberglass. Dumping, dumping or wetting. Floors or using sweeping compounds before sweeping reduces the amount of airborne dust. The dust and grime that collects in workplace like shelves, light fixtures, reflectors, windows, cupboards, and lockers may require manual cleaning. Employee facilities. Employee facilities need to be adequate, clean and well maintained. Lockers are necessary for storing employees' personal belongings. Washroom facilities requires cleaning once or more each shift. They also need to have good supply of soap, towels, plus disinfectants if needed. If workers are using hazardous materials, employee facilities should provide special precautions such as shower, washing facilities, and change rooms. Some facilities may require two locker rooms with showers between. Using such double locker rooms allows workers to shower off workplace contaminants and prevents them from contaminating their street clothes by keeping their work clothes separated from the clothing that they wear home. Smoking, eating, or drinking in the work area should be prohibited where toxic materials are handled. The eating area should be separate from work area should be cleaned properly each shift. Surfaces, floors. Poor floors conditions are leading cause of accidents, so cleaning up spilled oil and other liquids at once is important. Allowing chip shavings and dust to accumulate can also cause accidents. Dropping chips, shaving, and dust before they reach the floor or cleaning them up regularly can prevent their accumulation. Areas that cannot be cleaned continuously, such as entranceways, should have anti-slip flooring. Keeping floors in good order also means replacing any worn, ripped, or damaged flooring that poses a tripping hazard. Walls. Light-colored walls reflect lights while dirty or dark-colored walls absorb lights. Contrasting color warn of physical hazard and mark obstructions such as pillars. Paint can highlight railings, guards, and other safety equipment, but should never be used as a substitute for guarding. The program should outline the regulation and standards for colors. Maintain light fixtures. Dirty light fixture reduce essential light levels. Clean light fixture can improve lighting efficiency significantly. Aisles and stairways. Aisles should be wide enough to accommodate people and vehicle comfortably and safely. Aisle space allow for the movement of people, product, and materials. Warning signs and mirror can improve sight lines in blind corners. Arranging aisles properly encourages people to use them so that they do not take shortcuts through hazardous areas. Keeping aisles and stairway clean is important. They should not be used temporary, overflow, or bottleneck. Storage stairways and aisles also requires adequate lighting. Tools and equipment. Tool housekeeping is very important, whether in the tool room, on the rack, in the yard, or in the bench. Tools require suitable fixtures with marked location to provide order arrangement, both in the tool room and near to the workbench. Returning them promptly after use reduces the chance of being misplaced or lost. Workers should regularly inspect, clean, and repair all tools and take any damage of foreign tools out of service. Maintenance. The maintenance of buildings and equipment may be the most important element of good housekeeping. Maintenance involves keeping buildings, equipment, and machineries in safe, efficient working orders and in good repairs. This includes maintaining sanitary facilities and regularly painting and cleaning walls. Broken windows, damaged doors, defective plumbing, and broken floor surface can make a workplace look neglected. These conditions can cause accidents and affect work practices, so it is important to replace or fix broken or damaged items as quickly as possible. A good maintenance program provides for the inspection, maintenance, upkeep, and repair of tools, equipment, machines, and processes. Waste disposal. The regular collection, grading, and sorting of scrap contribute to good housekeeping practices. It also makes it possible to separate materials that can be recycled from those going to waste disposal facilities. Allowing materials to build up on the floor waste time and energy since additional time is required for cleaning it up. Placing scrap containers near where the waste is produced encourages orderly waste disposal and makes collection easier. All waste receptacles should be clearly labeled. Example, recyclable glass, plastic, scrap metal, etc. Storage. Good organization of store materials is essential for overcoming material storage problems, whether it is temporary or permanent basis. There are also be fewer strains, injuries of amount of handling is reduced, especially of less manual materials handling is required. The location of the stockpile should not interfere with work, but they should still be readily available when required. Stored materials should allow at least 1 meter or about 3 feet of clear space under sprinkler's head. So, what is an example of workplace housekeeping checklist for construction sites? Do gather up and remove debris to keep workplace site orderly. Plan for the adequate disposal of soap, waste, and surplus materials. Keep the work areas and all equipment tidy. Designate areas for waste materials and provide containers. Keep stairway, passageway, ladders, scaffold, and gangways free of material supplies and obstruction. Secure loose or light materials that is stored on roofs or on open floor. Keep materials at least 2 meter or 5 feet from openings, roof edges, excavation, or trenches. Remove or bend over nails protruding from lumber. Keep hoses, powder, power cords, welding leads, etc. from lying in heavily traveled walkways or areas. Ensure structural openings are covered, protected adequately, some shafts, floor openings, etc. Do not do not permit rubbish to fall freely from any level of project. Use on the other approved devices to material. Do not throw tools or other materials. Do not raise or lower any tool or equipment by its own cable or supply force. Flammable or explosive materials. Store flammable or explosive materials such as gasoline, oil, and cleaning agents apart from the other materials. Keep flammable and explosive materials in proper containers with content clearly marked. Dispose of greasy, oily rugs and other flammable materials in approved containers. Store full barrels in an upright position. Keep gasoline and oil barrel on a barrel rack. Store empty barrels separately. Post sign prohibiting smoking, open flame and other ignition sources in areas where flammable and explosive materials are stored or used. Store and chain all compressed gas cylinder in an upright position. Mark empty cylinders with the letters M, T, and store them separately from full or partially full cylinders. So, what is an example of housekeeping inspection? Checklist. Use the following checklist as a general workplace guide, floor and other areas. Are floors clean and clear of waste? Are signs posted to warn of wet floors? Are floors in good condition? Are these holes worn or loose planks or carpet sticking up? Is anti-slip flooring used where spills, moisture, or grease are likely? Are there protruding objects such as nails, sharp corners, open cabinet drawers, trading electrical wires? Are personal items such as clothing and lunch boxes in assigned lockers or storage areas? Is the work areas congested? Are floors well drained? Halls and stairways. Spill control. So as you can see, equipment and machinery maintenance. Waste disposals. Are there adequate numbers of containers? Are there separate and approved containers for toxic and flammable waste? Are waste containers located where the waste is produced? Are waste containers emptied regularly? Are toxic and flammable waste chemical and handled properly? So as you can see, the storage and fire prevention. So what is an example of workplace housekeeping checklist for stockpiling? So as you can see, the lumber. Lay lumber before stacking in a solid level seal. Use a cross piling. Pile exceed 1.2 meters or 4 feet in height. Exercise care when cutting bands to bundle lumber. Avoid being trapped by falling materials. Reinforcing steels. Then as you can see, the pipe. Structural steel. There are three. Bag and stock material. Bricks, blocks, or tiles. So, what is an example of workplace housekeeping checklist? So, as you can see, minimize fire hazard by keeping workplace free and accumulated combustible materials and waste. Clean up spills promptly according to the procedures, using personal protective equipment or PPE. So, dump small containers into larger ones. Keep only enough combustible materials at job site for job at hand. So this do not to do. Do not pile material around fire extinguisher, sprinklers, or emergency exits. Do not leave clean up to last few minutes or shift or day. Do not clean equipment without locking out. Do not reach into waste containers, dump contents, or remove bags. Do not blow off dust with compressed air. Use vacuum or brush. Do not collect broken glass and metal straps in plastic bags. Do not use bare hands when collecting waste. Wear gloves to avoid cuts and splinters. Then, wash hands after doing that. Do not place materials on stairs. And do not use kegs or boxes as chair or ladders. So that's all, and thank you.